Bonjour les amis, coming to you from the beautiful islands of Frioul off the coast of Marseille. No relation whatsoever to Friuli in Italy, I think, but as you can see, it's a pretty nice place here as well. So, I'm Jin Woo Choi. I'm a fourth year PhD student in the history department at Princeton University, and I'm also affiliated with the program in the history of science there. So, to talk a bit about my interests and what I work on, I'm interested very broadly on the history of weather knowledge, practices, the history of meteorology, from antiquity to the early modern period. Now that's way too big for a PhD thesis. That's way too big to work on for an entire lifetime. So what I actually do for my PhD thesis is I look at a single winter. Now, would you believe me if I told you that everything you see from here all the way to here and then a bit behind me, so essentially all the ports of Marseille, froze over to such an extent that people could walk on the surfaces and even drive horse-drawn carriages across them, carrying supplies. Well, this is exactly what happened in the winter of 79, not just in Marseille, but all across Europe, from the Øresund in Copenhagen to the Lagoon of Venice and other places too. So, this project originally started as a kind of thesis in the history of science. I was originally working on networks of meteorological observers at the dawn of thermometry, barometry, in what used to be called the scientific revolution, until Stephen Chapin came and said there was no such a thing. So anyway, scientific revolution or not, early enlightenment or not, these are empty terms. That's how it started, but then I realized I had some time and money on my hands, so I decided why not incorporate some sources in social and cultural history along with the kind of intellectual and more scientific sources. So that's what I've been doing for the past 7-8 months. I've done the Venetian chapter, working mainly in the Archivio di Stato, the Biblioteca Civica Correre and other places that may be familiar to Venetianists, looking mainly at administrative records as well as parish records, necrologies, bills of mortality, such things, to really try to reconstruct the experience of these, actually not even one winter, really about a month and a half of exceptionally cold weather when the entire lagoon froze over in Venice. I look in particular at ad hoc teams of icebreakers organized in the Arsenale. And I try to do the same thing now in the south of France, here in Marseille and in Montpellier, which I discovered too late that it's actually not as close to Marseille as I thought it was. But that's fine, it's close enough. And so I've been finding some interesting sources for comparison here. And my third site, in theory, is Kiel in Germany, but I'm still working on that. So if all goes well, in the next year or so, I'll have finished the archival research and written a substantial part of this thesis. And yeah, so that's sort of what I work on. I hope to talk to each and every one of you when we meet in Bologna next week. So I really look forward to that, and I look forward to learning from all of you and from the program. And I feel like I should probably go because there are people who are heading this way and it's quite embarrassing. So if you liked this video, remember to like, subscribe and follow, and see you in Bologna next week. Bye.